Hello everyone, welcome to another video lesson. This time it is on the geography of Italy, physical features and climate. So let's see what we got here. Our learning objective is to describe the geography of Italy and how it affected the Romans. So when we say describe, it's a little different than explaining, because explain takes a little bit more. Describe is just kind of like saying, hey, just tell me about it, like tell me the story behind it. Not that there's much of a story with geography, but you get it. Summary questions. Oh, let me erase that. Use the learning objective. So you have to come up, just like last time, come up with two of your own summary questions. You can use the objective to help you. So again, you can do that towards the end, or as you're doing the lesson. Some people like to do that too. Easier for them. Whatever works for you, man. Whatever works for you. Building background. Remember, that's just a way of saying the context, the situation. So what's the situation here in Rome back in the day? Well, from a small town on the Tiber River. Remember, the Tiber River is where Rome was built along the Tiber River. Rome grew into a mighty power. And you'll notice that a lot of ancient civilizations grew near rivers. It just made sense. Rome's geography, its central location, and good climate were important factors in its success and growth. So the fact that it was like in the middle of the Mediterranean, we'll look at that later. The city's rise as a military power began when the Romans went to war and conquered neighboring Italian tribes. The Romans were good at fighting, I guess you can say, and conquering other people. So they did that through war, mostly. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, before we go to the next one, so there'll be a question after everything. So what were the important factors in Rome's success and growth? So remember, for these, you can just underline them in the text. So find the answer in the text and underline it. Then we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so I showed you yesterday before how Rome had grown in size from a small town here in this this is the Italian peninsula, by the way. It looks like a boot that's kicking this island of Sicily, and Rome is snap dab right in the middle there. And I remember it just started off as a small town, and it grew and grew and grew, mostly by conquering other people, into what you see here in this map, dated at 117 AD, so 1,900 years ago or so. This is what Rome looked like. The red is all the land area that they conquered. The white would be water. This is the Mediterranean Sea. And the gray would be land they didn't conquer. Now, in the previous slide, we said that Rome had a central location. So what they mean by that is, if you look at this picture, how it is here, from left to right, Rome and Greece are like in the middle. So what that was good for is for trade and communication with other places, so they can send ships to here, down to here, to Egypt over here, to Greece, and to these areas. So then being in the middle, that really helped with trade and communication. Also with sending military anywhere they wanted very quickly. So that's that. Let's go to the next one. So the concept development is, all right, like now it's like, all right, tell me what's new. So here we have Rome's location. That's the word we're looking for. Helped it become a major power in the ancient world. Rome eventually became the center of one of the greatest civilizations of the ancient world. In fact, the people of Rome conquered many of the territories we have studied, including Greece, Egypt, and Asia Minor. Yeah, if you think about the map that on the previous slide, Greece was just to the right of them, and so they were able to conquer Greece. Not too easily. I was going to say easily, but not really easily. But if you really look at that map, let me go back to that map really quickly here, just so you can see. And let me take my pencil out. You can see Greece right here is to the right, and Egypt is down here, the Hebrews over here, Mesopotamia over here. So Mesopotamia is probably the furthest, but again, Rome being in the middle made it easy for them to communicate with these other ancient cities, ancient places. All right, enough of that map. All right, so let's see here. We have what helped Rome become a major power. All right, so I think you already have that underlined. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's erase this. Okay, Italy, where Rome was built, is a peninsula in southern Europe. So if you look at a map, you can see that Italy looks like a high-heeled boot kicking out into the Mediterranean Sea. So remember, a peninsula is an area of land that's surrounded on three sides by water. So let's see what the question is. Where is Rome located? And I think we're talking about what continent. Or no, that's not right. Yeah, I think they're talking about what continent. That is right. Oh, okay, next one. So this is the Italian peninsula. What I was talking about earlier. It's a peninsula because it has water on this side here, down here at the bottom, and then over here on the left, and then has land up here. So three sides, that makes it a peninsula. Next slide, we have a little bit more text. The geography of Italy made travel difficult. We've heard that before, but helped the Romans prosper. Let's see, geography is the word. In the north are the Alps, Europe's highest mountains. Another range, the Apennines, runs the length of the Italian peninsula. This rugged land made it hard for ancient people to cross from one side of the peninsula to the other. That means if they lived on the left side of the Italian peninsula, it would be hard for them to go to the right side because there's mountains in the way. In addition, some of Italy's mountains, such as Mount Vesuvius, are volcanic. Their eruptions could devastate Roman towns. And if you've heard of the city of Pompeii, there's also a movie, it's not very good, called Pompeii, where the mountain, the volcano erupts and pretty much kills everybody in the town of Pompeii. But lucky for us, for archaeologists and historians, it made it easy for us to see how the Romans lived because it preserved everything, covered everything in ash, and then that way it preserved it. All right, let's see what the question is. What effect did the mountains have on life in Italy? So go ahead and underline that when you find it, and we'll move on to the next one. Oh, here's a beautiful picture that I took when I was in Italy for a time. In the background here, you can see the beautiful Alps, the mountains, and here in the middle, the foreground, you can see just a beautiful greenery and a home here. Boy, I tell you, that must be what heaven is like, huh? Wow, beautiful. Okay, not much of Italy is flat. Most of the land that isn't mountainous is covered with hills. throughout history, people have built cities on these hills for defense. We've seen that before with Greece. As a result, many of the ancient cities of Italy, including Rome, sat atop hills. Rome was built on 7 hills. So it looks like we're talking about hills here. All right, let's look at the question. What is the advantage of building a city on a hill? All right, so if you look at this map, this layout of Rome, ancient Rome, you can see that the 7 hills of Rome here in pink, and they are labeled. And the most important one was Capitoline Hill here, and you can see the red outlining. Excuse me, the red outlining is the outline of Rome. And on the left, we have the river Tiber. There's also an island? What's that about? Okay, let's see. Oh, another gorgeous picture that I was lucky enough to take in my travels. You can see the beautiful rolling hills of Italy. I just sometimes I think, could that actually be a real place? That someone lives there? Like, man, how lucky is that? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, several rivers flow out of Italy's mountains. Let me get my paper here. Rivers, okay. Because these rivers were a source of fresh water, people also built their cities near them. For example, Rome lies on the Tiber River. Okay, yeah, nothing new. We know that. We've seen that throughout our studies of our ancient civilizations, where rivers are always right there, right close to people. Except in the situation of the Hebrews. That's the only exception, I think. How did the rivers help people who lived on the Italian peninsula? So underline your answer. Well, if you want to circle, I guess you can circle. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you from circling. Italy and its rivers. Here we have a map of Italy and its rivers. You can see the Tiber River right here going down right into Rome, along Rome. I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it has like a ton of rivers. Up here there's a lot of rivers, but that's not Italy. Anyway. More text. Yay. Alright, so most of Italy, including the area around Rome, has warm, dry summers and mild, rainy winters. This climate is similar to that of Southern California. Yay, SoCal! Italy's mild climate allows people to grow a wide variety of crops. Grains, citrus fruits, grapes, and olives all grow well there. A plentiful food supply was one key factor in Rome's early growth. So Rome had a good climate to grow crops. That's all they're telling us. And so because they had a good climate to grow crops, they did. And they prospered because of it. Question: why could Romans grow a wide variety of crops? Oh man, I think I just gave you that one. Anyway, look for it in the text. That's the important thing. Always look for it in the text. And underline your answer. Okay, so on the back of your paper we have the map. And actually, I'm going to show you another video that's going to help us fill in this map. This guy, he goes pretty quickly, but I'll be able to pause it at the end so you can get all the stuff down. He's not as good as I am in making videos, but we'll give him a chance. We'll give him a chance. And after that, you'll do the half sheet, which is making claims and backing them up. I'll show you how to do that. All right, that's it for that. Let's go to the next video.